Hello. I have already recorded this episode, but for some reason the file did not save, so I have to record it again. Hello, this is about Toad Lobby. Thankfully, it's a really small episode that I didn't collect any stars in or anything, so it's not the worst in the world, but it's about Toad's Lobby, accessible directly behind the castle grounds, behind the Toad statue, fittingly. And going in here, hey, Toad's Lobby, which it gets its name from, the giant toad statue in the middle of it. It's a smaller one than the one out there, but it's still really, notable. Also, damn, I never realized that the statues don't have arms. Interesting. Anyway, if you've seen my previous attempts at this, you may notice something immediately. In previous versions of the game, these two little pipe rooms weren't like this. Instead, they they went off to the side like this, but then they doubled around. You would go behind the door, and then they'd be continuing to go back. And I made a point of it, this kind of seems structurally impossible. I mean, I know that's kind of one of the main things of the game. There's a lot of structurally impossible things, but this is a really early thing, stuff like that. You could explain that maybe there's an elevator we never see, but I don't think that's the case. Well, hey, there's an explanation, I guess. Now, for the actual pipes, this one takes us to Stellar Tower. Ironically, at night. I considered covering this in this episode, but we need a wing cap to get a star here. So, we'll just be taking our leave. Well, over here, we have Stellar Tower. One moment. Sorry, just personal business. Now, moving up ahead, it gets a little more complicated. This is just kind of a little branching point for a lot of notable areas in the game. Like this one, well, kind of lengthy hallway. At the end of it, we run into Genesis Basement. Although this is probably one of the more useless warps, because you can just get here directly from underneath the castle. Might be good for speedrunning though, because it puts you in a different area of the Genesis Basement. Now, moving on. Directly across from it, we have another similarly widening hallway. And then another room past here, which takes us to Plexal Basement. I might have already said this, but this is a huge area that's going to be quite a lot to tackle when we get here. So let's avoid, being in there until we have to be. Oh boy. Basically, if you thought the lobby's A&E video was already big. And now, the Toad statue itself. 2 doors left and right, and there's an extra set of double doors behind it. Let's head into the left path first, which lands us in the 4th floor. And the door to Toad Lobby marked by a little clock up there. I don't think there's anything in there, but meh. Then, on the right side, Eerie Sewer. Yeah, lack of music in this game is never good. And finally, the double doors themselves. Hybrid lobby. Neat. Pretty interesting little area, but I mean, most of the areas in this game are pretty interesting. And this right over the Toad lobby entrance. Wanna know the worst part? I did not mean to do that. I did not mean to actually enter it. But I mean, I'm done with Toad lobby anyway. This happened in the other recording I did. I accidentally entered it when I just meant to show that it was enterable, and then I just do the same mistake again. I was just trying to show the little painting ripple effect, saying like, "Oh, you can enter it, but what's in there? Ooh, you might want you're gonna have to either go here yourself or watch my video on it to find out." Now I just do that shit. Oh well. That's pretty good though. We will. Well, I don't really know what I'm covering first. It'll be another Castle Grounds connected area. I'm trying to like tackle them all at once, aside from the ones we need the wing cap for. But I'll be coming back as soon as I get that. Oh well. If you enjoyed this, I'm glad. Otherwise, fuck you. Get out. Goodbye.